The Double IT Boxing Show. The siren, folks, is going off. You hear it. 116, 112 is what I had it, but I had it for Jacobs. I did have this fight for Jacobs. Two swing rounds I gave to Jacobs. So it would have been 114, 114. Now, it's not a arguing that Canelo won it, but I feel Jacobs came on stronger since round 8. I gave him rounds 8, 9, 10, and 11. I gave Canelo round 12, round 2, 4, 5, and 12. I just thought, like I said, towards round 8 and on, I thought Jacobs won it more with just activity. I think they each canceled each other's hard shots out from that point on. It was a tough fight, man. Because the first half of the fight was dominated by Canelo's defense. He was slipping all types of shit, and then he was just landing shots. And then since in round 9, everyone just cut in front. They always cut in front of the Zone's camera. It's funny. Every time they have a fight, they always cut in front of their interviews. They didn't let Canelo through, but they let his camp through. In the round 9, those nasty 3-ass left hooks that Jacobs landed, that gave him the round to me. Like I said, round 1 and 3, I gave to Jacob off activity. Round. Oh, what does Oscar say?
It was a tough fight, close fight. Jacobs is a very tough competitor, but I had Canelo winning by 2 points. What did you think of the performance?
2 points.
Style, the way he was able to break Jacobs down. I mean, that's why everybody who has fought him has had a tough time with Jacobs, including Triple G, including anybody who has fought him. Jacobs is a real competitor. He's a tough guy, and the fact that he survived cancer and this.
Oh, fuck his cancer story. Nothing like congratulations for the cancer, but I'm tired of hearing that shit. You know? Like, it's, come on, dude. Like, you bring it up every fucking fight. Give it a break, bro. Give it a break. Shit. Give it a fucking break. Can't be a selling point for every fight, you know what I mean? Shit. Rounds 1, Jacobs off activity. Now, you can say, do you want to judge those rounds of activity of Jacobs or the defense Canelo? Now, in the earlier rounds, you know, rounds 4 and 5, I gave it to Canelo for the slip-in. Round 6 was a toss-up round for me. Do you give it to the defense? Do you give it to the little bit of shots of Jacobs? That's it. Never once did I feel in this fight someone totally dominated a round, but I would probably say round. Like, I mean, I'm not dominated round. Like, yeah, could Jacobs won round 8 to me when he pushed. He threw a lot of activity and he put Canelo on the ropes, but it was a dominant round. It just activity looked bad with Canelo on the ropes. Even his corner was saying, like, hey, to get off the ropes, it's looking bad. Then the next he gave a. That was like really the first round Canelo went on the ropes in round 8. Then in round 9, when those fucking 3 hooks came, they only said, like, oh, look at that one hook. If you look at it, there's like 3 of them. Fucking Canelo's head turns. That's why they asked him, like, how do you feel off that hit? And the corner, I didn't feel it. And I gave him round 10 for the same reason I gave him round 8. The activity, and he had Canelo on the ropes, and Canelo just wasn't doing much. But this time, Jacobs landed a little more shots on the ropes, while the other ones were kind of just arm shots, elbow shots. This one, he landed shots. And round 11, Danny was fucking active, landing some shots. Canelo had some stiff jabs. It's a tough, like I said, these are some tough rounds. You know, do you count Canelo's about 5 nice jabs, or do you count the activity of Jacobs, even though some shots were quarter landing, missing, body shots, elbow shots? It was just, you know, you always say, oh, judge it to the guy who's being aggressive, the guy who's walking forward, making the fight. But well, Jacobs was throwing shots, missing, landing quarterly, body shots. Shoulder shots, arm shots. Yes, some was missing, but he was throwing shots. Do you score that whole package of shots, or do you score it for Canelo's 5 good jabs in that round with his movement? You know, some of the defense. So you got activity and pressing the fight against jabs and some defense. How do you catch the coin? You know, what are you calling? So, and then round 12, I gave it to Canelo because the last like minute and 15 seconds, I thought Canelo just stole that round with cleaner shots. A lot of these rounds to me were decided in the last minute, the last 45 seconds. Like I said, I was judging the way I score the fights every round. I break it down minute by minute, and sometimes the minute be even first minute, second minute, someone will win it, third minute, it kind of back to even. But a lot of the rounds, I thought the first half of the fight, Canelo won a lot of the last minutes. In the second half of the fight, I thought Jacobs won a lot of the half minutes, but I had it 116, 112, so all my last minute thinking was wrong. From what I remember on the scorecards, Jacobs didn't win a fucking card. So it's once again Jacobs just doesn't do enough. He did look faded, but at the same time I thought Canelo looked a little, like I said, to me in rounds 8 and on, Danny really put the combinations together. Were they slappish? They were. They were a little slappish combo sometimes. Maybe the judges say, hey, they're slapping hits, so we're going to give Canelo the 2 cleaner shots. Could have been. But I just judged it off activity, pressure, and the combination over Canelo's few clean shots. Because to me, a lot of it canceled each other out. So Danny, to me, won it a lot on pressing it with activity, just like a lot of people say, the aggression. But my ultimate in the breakdown prediction, I thought Canelo would get him because Jacobs will wear down. And a little bit he did, and that's why his punches became slappish. And it didn't really have the oomph on him as the fight went on. He just had a lot of activity, while Canelo had technique punches the whole fight. Wasn't many punch landed in the second half of the fight, but his punches were never slappy. They were fully turned over punches. His jabs were fully stiffed, while Jacobs was pawing, slapping the jab, just putting it out there with activity. Canelo was, it was a 1, 2, 3, and not too many jabs, but they were clean shots. And that's what they were talking about. Canelo lands a lot of clean shots, and they're easy to see. This fight, you can see he landed the easy scene shots. Like I said, the only thing you really remember in Jacobs was that round 9 when he fucking turned Canelo's head. That's about it. 116, 112. I had it for Jacobs. You take away my 2 swing rounds 3 and 6. It's 114, 114. Is there a rematch? I don't want. Right here on the Double RT Boxing Show. If you're a new viewer, this is how Mr.A feels about rematches. If you already subscribed to the show, you know exactly how I feel about rematches. Fuck rematches. If you ain't smart enough to put it in the contract, fuck it. You had your shot. You lost it. Earn it again. Give it to the next man. Let him get a check for his family. I hate rematches. I cannot stand rematches. I didn't want a rematch. I'm probably one of the only few people who was happy that, not that he, the way he ducked and walked away from it, but I was happy that fucking Fury didn't fight Wilder. I was fucking thrilled. You know, I hate rematches. I can't stand rematches right off the bat. You know, Fury got his chance and he lost it. Jacobs, now him being a champion, little different. Little different. Maybe he might get a shot for his belt back. Sure. Sure. But I really don't want to see it. Really don't want to see it. You lost your belt. But, you know, champions should get a rematch. You know, it makes sense. Makes sense. The Double RT Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr. A.